Okay, what is up guys? We are back again with some more One Piece Pirate Warrior 3. We are now on Chapter 1, Episode 1, Buggy the Clown. Now, like I said before, okay, now they'll be mentioning belly growth, which helps you level up your character if you haven't played as them. So, I'm gonna be Zoro and belly growth. It says I can now raise them to level 5 to what Luffy is. So at the same level as Luffy. So we're gonna go as Zoro since we played Luffy the last time. I'll try being like every member of the crew. Sorry, the first video was short. Alright, as I said, sorry, the first video was short. Apparently I cannot fix that block, so you'll always have to have that space there. My apologies. But can't blame me playing the game. They don't want you seeing all these clips. Doesn't really matter, I usually skip them anyways. Alright. So yeah, as I said before, I'll try to be playing as most of the crew. That's and sorry for the third video being short. Like before, I said you'd be seeing a third person from the crew down the bottom left corner. That's Nami, which is right here as well. So choose like the third person Luffy gets to join his crew. Spoiler alerts again, she doesn't technically join it. They're like allies, I guess you would say. Like they work together, that's it. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to change the difficulty again. It's technically on easy right now. So, I'll change that to normal or maybe hard, depending on how it is. So, yeah. I put up a few different videos. Sorry if they don't work. Like I said, I'm new to broadcasting, so hopefully this one works and goes smoothly. But no, what are you gonna do? Alright, so if any of you guys have played the game, my gamer tag is there, so if you're ever stuck, you can message me, and I will help you along with it. You know, like try doing a few missions with you, or want help, or need help. I'll just go to my different save account, and get my stronger guys. You know, like I said before in the older one, I beat the game already. This is my second save account. So, yeah. I did this to do the gotta remember when those pause. Alright, as I said, I did this for you guys so you can see how it is for just being a low level and then working your way up. So, it's because if I did this for my first one, it would be really easy because like most of my guys are level at max, which is like level 50. So, yeah, so I just started over. And of course I just open the gate once I leave. Alright. So yeah, we saved Zoro and he joined our crew. So now, if you haven't, like I said, haven't seen the anime, we are now fighting Buggy the Clown's crew, who is an enemy pirate. This an enemy pirate basically. He's like Luffy. If you haven't, well, you should know by now that what a devil fruit is. You should know what that is by now, because like I think he like mentioned it once he saved Zoro. So if you didn't, I'll tell you. Devil fruit is basically like an ordinary fruit that gives you different kind of abilities, like how Luffy is made of rubber. That's because he ate the gum gum devil fruit. And yes, it is called gum gum. And so Buggy ate one of those as well by accident. So what his ability is that he can't be cut. So it's other known as the chop chop fruit. So in the anime, if you haven't seen it yet, still suggest you should. Zoro tries to face him, Zoro cuts him, but then he gets up and like detaches his hand, I guess you would say, and stabs Zoro in the back, which kind of fair, which is kind of unfair, you know. Then Luffy got pissed. God freaking dang it. Enough with that already. Don't care. So, yeah, like I said before, yeah, Luffy got mad at Buggy, saying that's not fair, called him Big Nose. Oh yeah, and for those who don't know who this character is, because she wasn't in any of the battles so far, she... I don't know how to explain this. I guess like the very first episode of One Piece, she's actually a... how the fuck am I doing to explain this? She's like fat. Like she's obese. And yeah, that's how I'm gonna explain her from how she was. That was the first episode. Luffy like beat her and like I believe stole a ship from her too, like a dinghy, or whatever you want to call it, a dinghy, whatever you want to call the thing. So yeah, Luffy stole that from her, and right after he beat her, and the reason why is because Luffy was drifting out in the sea in a barrel, cause his ship got destroyed by a whirlpool. Yeah, I know it's weird. Luffy's a weird guy. I know it's weird. Luffy's a weird guy anyways. Hell, you might get confused with the story of itself, because it doesn't make 100% sense. It doesn't make 100% sense. Because, you know what, I'll let you see that for yourself. I don't want to spoil anything. But, yeah, you might realize things that weren't true, but you thought were, and stuff like that. Ow. As I was getting my ass kicked. And for those of you who if you haven't noticed already, in the first episode, I believe I had Luffy's hat on. You're able to do taunts with certain characters by hitting the pause button. Like Zoro's taunt is he puts a bandana on them. So, which I believe makes him stronger or makes him act more serious than he already is. Because the dude's usually already serious, like all the time. It's one of the two. Actually, a guy asked that question too. And then Zoro just said, okay, well, how about we just find out? Kind of funny, but still never figured that one out. But yeah, that's Zoro for you. He's always confusing. Alright, they gotta help Nami out, get the buggy ship before she gets herself killed somehow. Oh yeah, if you don't know Zoro's background, I guess I can tell you that Like, I don't think that would be really spoiling anything. Like, I'll tell you the background of every character every time they pop up. So, Zoro's background was, he wanted to be known as the greatest swordsman of all the seas. But he couldn't beat this one person who was, when he was a kid. And he always fought her every time to try being better than her. Because he thought maybe if he surpassed her, that'd give him one step closer. So, they made a promise with each other that they would work harder and harder every day and see which one of them would become the world's greatest swordsman or swordswoman. So, yeah. She sadly died as a child, and that was heartbreaking to Zoro. So since he made that promise, he seeked out to keep it. And he works harder and harder every day to try to become the world's greatest swordsman, taking on any opponent, taking on any swordsman themselves. They don't even have to be swordsmen, it's taking on any strong person. So Zoro always had that determination. Alright, now we're gonna go on to Luffy. When Luffy was little, his parents weren't around. I'm not sure what happened to his mother nor his father. Haven't really got to that part yet. But, yeah. So his uncle, who's a Marine, took care of him and made him strong so that he would be, because he thought that Luffy would become a Marine, not a pirate. But Luffy always wanted to be a pirate ever since he talked to what he thinks is the world's famous pirate, Shanks, who dedicated his life to. Once Luffy got to talk to Shanks and all of his crew members, he just always wanted to become a pirate. He did all the tried different things to get part of his crew. That explained the scar underneath his eye. To try to be part of his crew, he cut himself. And I know he's made of rubber, so you think, oh, how is he gonna cut himself if he's made of rubber? Well, this is before he ate the fruit, I believe. Yeah, it should have been before he ate the fruit. Yeah, this is before he ate the fruit, so that's how the cut's there. Yeah. Shanks also tricked him because they said that he was just a kid, and how a kid couldn't become a pirate. And he'd say, I'm not a kid, I'm a man. At the end, just like, alright, okay, calm down. Here, have some juice. He said, thanks, Shanks, and at the end, Shanks started cracking up saying, see? Ha, a kid. Luffy got pissed off at him. So, after that, a group of bandits came into the bar where Luffy always talked to him. And I guess they started disrespecting Shanks, and Luffy got pissed at him. So, Shanks, let live and let be. Let them do what they wanted to, which was the leader of the bandits, Shanks was offering him a drink, and he broke the glass and let the drink get all over Shanks. So Shanks just tried being funny and just letting him do whatever, and he really didn't care. So Luffy got kind of pissed off, saying, why would you do that? You just let him disrespect you like that. So that happened. Then the next day, Luffy was in there, and the bandits were talking about Shanks and his crew, and that's when Luffy ate the gum fruit, and Luffy tried to fight him. He didn't successfully win at all. Luffy even said they didn't even be able to hit one of them. So the leader of the bandits was about to kill Luffy, but then Shanks showed up and So one of the bandits' men, my bad. So one of the bandits' men basically put a gun to Shank's head, and this is like one of very famous quote Shanks ever said, saying, "Put your life on it. Put your life on the line." And the bandit crew member was like, "What?" And he pointed at the gun saying, "That's not for making threats. Put your life on the line." And one of Shank's crew members came out of nowhere and shot the guy in the head. That you know, all the crew members just like all stared and said, "You bastard," and they all started coming at him. And then another one of Shank's crew members just wiped them all out in one hit. And it was like weird as hell. That you know, Shanks is just like, "You may be bandits, but you don't know who we are. We're pirates. So we're not going easy." Because their pirates are technically brutal and really aren't supposed to be nice. And Brandon said, "Whoever pisses me off doesn't get to live to tell about it." So he's gonna kill Luffy. Nathaniel Shanks said, you may be able to put a drink on me and I just laugh about it. But when you mess with my friends, you pay. So the guy started laughing at him, and then like he threw a smoke bomb down and disappeared. And then somehow and then some magical way, Luffy and the bandit are in the ocean. Some magical way, they're just in the ocean. So yeah. So since Luffy ate the devil fruit, you lose your ability to swim for some reason. So yeah. So the dude threw Luffy in the water, and Luffy was starting to drown. So then some giant fish monster eel thing came and ate the bandit and was about to eat Luffy, but Shanks came and saved Luffy by pulling him out of the way. Then the fish came, popped his head out of the water, and Shanks just stared at it dead in the eye and said, "Good, out of here." And the fish just got intimidated by him and just left. It like ran from him. It was funny as hell. Luffy started crying and on Shanks because Luffy made Shanks lose his arm, which was sad. But Shanks really didn't care. All that he cared about was to make all Luffy cared about was to make sure that Shanks cared about was to make sure Luffy was safe. So yeah. And then after all of that, they were leaving the island. So they were leaving the island, and Luffy said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna try." "So you're leaving?" And they said, "Yeah, we spent enough time here." So then Luffy said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna try begging to get on your crew anymore, because I'm gonna start my own pirate crew, one that's even better than yours." And he's like, "You, a pirate? That's impossible." It's just like, "Watch me, I'm gonna become the greatest pirate and get my own crew, even better than yours." So Shane stared at him and said, "So, you're going to surpass us?" And this is how Luffy gets a straw hat. Shanks always had that straw hat with him, and he gave Luffy it and said, "When you are a great pirate, come bring this back to me. When you're a great pirate, that's a promise. That's a promise, okay?" Luffy said, "Okay." And now Luffy's trying to become the pirate king and get back Shanks' hat. So that's Luffy's background story. Well, that's the end of this video. So if you enjoyed it, I hope to see you next time on the next one, where we are still on chapter 1. There's like 4 episodes for each chapter, I believe. So this will be episode 2. Alright, So I will see you all in the next podcast, and peace.